Paddy, I will renege on forcing you to watch Dick Tracy again if you can do the intro without blowing it with no practice or writing in front of you.
Take this out. Can you just edit in one of Sam's ones, please? Whoever's doing the editing of this.
Are you taking the wager or are you watching Dick Tracy?
Why can't I remember the last two bits? Blow into your game coaches and rip off your tearaways.
I'll give you the items.
Something about your starter jacket.
Yeah.
Do I win if I say starter jacket, game cartridges, and tearaways?
If it's 85% correct.
Those are in order as well. You're a teacher. What would you mark it?
It's because you're quoting Sam. If you don't get it perfect, I won't give you 100%, but I'll pass you if it's general just correct.
What? Those are the order. I'm pretty sure they're the right ones and in order.
Yeah, let's hear it then.
So it's track on. I don't know if it's that's what that three things are: starter jacket, game cartridge, and tearaways.
Yeah,
but I can't remember the thing for starter jacket though. But it's blow into the game cartridges and rip off those tearaways.
It's also you're still getting those two in the wrong order, but
nah, I don't think so. Anyway, let's. I'm Pat Sellers. I'm Sean Kelly. We wish it was the 90s.
And that's a Dick Tracy for
I've already
you, man.
done like 100 of these.
That's awesome. Welcome back to another episode of Wish It Was the 90s.
The real secret is I do know it, but I really want to watch Dick Tracy. I need some more Dick Tracy in my life.
Well, whatever that actor's name is still threatening to make a sequel, so you might get lucky.
Mr. Beady Batty.
That's it. Right. Well, by viewer, and we said if any viewers request a Batman the Animated Series episode, we will cover it, and we got one straight off the bat of our last episode, no pun intended. And so today we're talking about Joker's favor, because it's American spelling.
Okay.
And just a couple of things before we dive into the episode. Written by Paul Dini, who we talked about last time, directed by Boyd Kirkland. The first appearance in the series, according to air date, of Mark Hamill's Joker. Now, production-wise, he's in episodes before this, but this was the first Joker episode aired. So this was the viewers...
Which number episode was it? How far did they go before they unleashed the Joker?
So technically, this is season 1, episode 7, but I don't know if that's production or if it's release order, because I found a list of the differences, but I can't remember. Oh, it might have been Wikipedia. But yeah, so that's interesting. And then I think probably what's even more interesting is that this is the world's first introduction to Harley Quinn. Insert the audience clapping. I don't think. Yeah, we've got these weird sound suppressing microphones, but
clap.
Yeah. That went Yeah. Voiced by incredibly by Arlene Sorkin, and I mean, obviously, I've seen lots of her in the series and more recently all over the place, but she just fits in so smoothly. And their chemistry is pretty instant. But we'll come back to that, because there are some other interesting things to do with that. That was too good to be saved for Tracy Trivia. So Joker's favor is all about life's punching bag, Charlie Collins, who's on his way home from work, bemoaning his wife probably making meatloaf again, when a crazed loon, what appears to be a station wagon, nearly cuts him off, and he decides he's not having that and tries to get up next to the guy to give him a serve. Down comes the window, and it's the Joker.
This whole episode is like the kind of things that you think about you would love to do to someone when they really grind your gears in traffic. That Joker pulls this off perfectly.
Yeah, of course he does. So Charlie even bemoans himself. Of all the people to cuss out, I cuss out the Joker or something like that. I also really like that there's like this completely contrasting soundtrack whenever Charlie's on screen. He's got this real comical, like weird horn section music in the background.
I never knew if it was for him or if it was because the Joker was about to appear. It was kind of
true.
music.
True. Interesting. And basically, they have a bit of a. I mean, Charlie instantly decides he's made a huge mistake, but the Joker follows him and lets him off the hook by just saying, "You owe me a favor," and the Joker offers him a reprieve with the favor. He says, "What do you want?" And the Joker's like, "I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet." and then the Joker leaves, and then we just get a 2 years later.
2 years later.
And we're with the GCPD, and it's the first time at least we've met Harvey Bullock, who I didn't remember this, but he appears to be the butt of quite a few jokes in the series. You know, he's a real sloppy eater, and
I just realised that was Harvey Bullock.
The other one that we get in this episode, who I'm going to look this up to make sure I've got it right, is the police officer Montoya. And
he's the real creep at the party?
No, it's the female cop, Renee Montoya. And I'm pretty sure she
is the creep Bullock.
Yeah, Bullock's the creep.
Oh, I don't think I realised it was the same person.
Oh, yeah, with the real big slack jaw and so we get Montoya, who is also a character who appeared in the series before she appeared in the comics, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Definitely created by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, so that suggests that she's another animated series first. But anyway, so I really enjoy the GCPD scenes, and then when Gordon's getting some sort of award and he walks into his office and Batman's just standing in there. And Jim goes, "If anybody should be getting a testimonial, it's you." And then Batman goes, "I'm just the night shift. You have to deal with this mess 24 hours a day." That's great humility from Bats. And anyway, then we get to a scene in Joker's hideout. He's got a couple of goons and Harley, and the Joker demands to get the opportunity to pay his respects to the commissioner. And Harley says, "Who are we going to get in? Some professional help?" And he's like, "Nope, I've got just the person." And so this is when he decides to call in his Charlie favor, who he's been tracking for 2 years, just for this moment. And turns out Charlie's moved to Ohio. And turns out Joker's whole plan for the favor is just that Charlie needs to open the door so Harley can wheel the Joker in, who's planning on hiding in a birthday cake a la Marilyn Monroe. And when Charlie finds this out, he's like, "You just want me to open a door?" And he's like, "How do you think Harley's going to do this when she's pushing in the cake?" I guess the goons can't do it. I think it just sort of is trying to prove that, like, off the bat, that the Joker's just nuts.
I took it as he was still really holding a grudge, as you should if, someone has a go at you in traffic. And that this is like, I'm just going to call this one in about 2 years and find a way to kill this guy.
And so cut to the commissioner's honouring party. Harley's dressed as a cop. Everything's going according to plan. She does a really nice poem. And then Joker pops out, and there's some sort of freeze gas. So they let some gas loose, and everyone gets like frozen solid. Well, not frozen, but like they can't move. But it appears as though they
but in place.
Stiff paralysis. And it seems like your eyes can still work, because it seems like the commissioner knows what's going on. And then Charlie's trying to get away, and just happens to be a bat decoration in one of the rooms that he puts up to the window. Just so happens that Bruce was leaving the party early to go on Batman patrol, and Alfred notices it. And so Batman gets in there, deals with the goons easy enough. Joker gets away. Not Harley though, and not the goons. And then Charlie finds him, and I bought this big time. Charlie comes in super hot kamikaze style with a Joker bomb. And then Batman appears and is like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And he gives it the "Give me everything you've got" on Charlie. Well, Charlie says that or whatever, and so he gives up his notebook of Charlie notes, and then the bomb goes off, and it's like one of those bang signs, and Charlie and Batman laugh at the Joker.
They do. They beast him.
What do you reckon about this episode, Paddy?
I think you missed two of the funniest parts. Both of them involve our old mate Charlie taking a swing at the Joker. The first time when he takes a swing and misses kind of reminded me of, do you remember that episode of The Simpsons? Like, does Marge go to rehab, I'm pretty sure? And Homer shows up drunk and takes a swing at the receptionist and knocks himself out on the reception desk. It was a little similar to that. And then I also thought it was pretty funny. He actually has a swing at the Joker and then hits him with a great body blow. He gets Joker to the deck. I was like, "Oh, welcome to the show, Charlie." I really like this episode in general, though. Charlie was a pretty funny character. He had sort of like, speaking of Simpsons, sort of old Gil vibes at the start.
Yeah, because he did talk to himself a lot.
Yeah, he couldn't get his raise. He was really looking forward to Bonnie's meatloaf at home, and that was all good stuff. And then decides to really back himself and blows up at someone for cutting him off and ends up being the Joker. I didn't know what was on the roof of Joker's station wagon, which for some reason just had my attention the entire time. I was like, what has he got? Looks like he's packed for a trip. That whole sort of scene with the Joker just like following him, and like he's trying to get away from him, just keeps moving him behind him, and then follows him all the way out to off the off ramp and ends up in front of him, and then his car breaks down in the woods. It's like, this has got pretty good horror vibes, actually. This is quite spooky. It's be a good live action storyline, this one.
Yeah. I've just got a couple other quotes. I do have Harley's poem. I hate doing. I don't want to do Harley quotes because her voice is so good and it's so hard to do. Here's to Gotham's Commissioner G. You lock up the weirdos, the crooks, and the geeks. You're a hero to all the boys in blue, but this time, baby, the joke's on you. Is that okay?
Spot on. Did you? Was that you, or did you just play it from the show?
You were talking about how Detective Bullock's a creep, and when Harley's dressed as a cop, he goes, "Hey, sugar, you want to read me my rights?" And she goes, "You have the right to remain silent," and then whacks him in the shin.
Oh, yeah, that's quite good. Yeah. Yeah, well earned that crack to the shin. Also, I couldn't tell if I was mishearing it, but did Joker call Charlie Chuckles a couple times?
Oh yeah, he gave him heaps of
Okay, yeah,
nicknames.
it's quite funny.
Um,
Mostly in my notes is just how good is Hamill.
yeah. Um, he's fantastic. Like, 'cause he's changing all the time as well.
Yeah.
Another one that I really liked was when Batman catches Harley, and she goes, "I know you're thinking, what a shame, a pure innocent little thing like her led astray by bad companions." And then she tries to stab him. He goes, "Right, tell me another." And then he cuffs her or whatever, and she goes, "Oi, beauty school is starting to look pretty good about now."
That's pretty good stuff.
And just the
One,
other part that was meant was when Batman was having that yarn with Gordon in his office, and then Gordon is talking about, "I guess it could be fun, whatever. You know where I can rent a tux?" And then he looks up, and Batman's going, he goes, "I hate when he does that." Something that we'll see come up a lot.
yeah, this actually led to one of my questions. That scene is, I was wondering if Gordon knows Bruce is Batman at this point of the series, or I don't know if at any point of the series he knows, but does he?
I don't think he does, because there's an episode
Right.
that's in our list around Batgirl, and I haven't watched it yet, but from memory, he doesn't.
Okay.
Um,
Um, yeah, just because they were also buddy buddy, I was like, I wonder if. Yeah.
yeah, true. They were quite. Maybe Bruce. I do really enjoy how whenever we get Bruce as opposed to Batman, he really is like quite the socialite.
Yeah.
You know, like heaps of other versions of Batman, he's putting it on, and this one might be the same, but he puts it on really well. Like he's quite likable as well.
Mm.
He's not
Mm.
necessarily a jerk.
He's also massive. It's like this guy's clearly not just a socialite. Like, look at this big roid monster.
Yes,
he's
massive.
he's either he's either a supervillain or a superhero. He's one of the two.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely something.
Yeah. I
Um,
also liked who were Joker's henchmen, and were they twins again?
they might have been twins.
Because that's two in a row now where the henchmen have been twins. It's a real good shtick.
Yeah, more. Yeah, well, we'll see if this is a recurring thing, eh? Hopefully, it is.
I want more of it.
There seems to be just good, like even just like when the Joker and Harley are trying to get away. You know, and it's not even like it's almost not worth quoting because all the Joker says is like, "Quick to the van," and then the van's in flames, and Harley's like, "Ah, Mr. J," and then he's just like, "Okay, we'll tough it out here." But it's just the way that he
Mm,
communicates. Like every line
yeah,
he says feels like a mint line.
yeah, yeah. It's like he both has the illusion of doing everything off the cuff, but then there's heaps of like planned out stuff
Mm.
that is planned out that just sort of. Well, I don't suppose that's the Joker to a T though, but quite like that scene when Batman was coming after Joker through the museum that they had decked out and like the full. I guess it was like a inside of a pyramid that was all booby trapped.
What the Indiana Jones set?
Yeah, yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
When there's the fall away floor that flips over,
Mm.
he thinks he's got him, and he looks under, and then you see his eyes appear in the dark,
Yeah, that was
like a
mint.
bat. That was really good stuff. So some good action in this one as well, which probably was what the other one lacked. There was some pretty good action through there.
Mm.
One of the other scenes I had noted down was I really liked how the Joker was really fucking with Charlie, like when he calls him in and he
Mm.
flies him back to Gotham, gets him picked up, and then he comes to his headquarters or whatever. That he really like over the top gets excited to see him and like embraces him like an old friend and shit. Like I was cracking up at that. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was real
Um,
mint.
yeah, that was all good stuff.
I think sorry. Those goons' names are Rocco and Henshaw.
Rocco and Henshaw.
Mm.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Did you notice all this stuff fall out of the book that was like, Charlie's ID and stuff, but there was also just like random gag bits and stuff? I always like that sort of jokery stuff where he's always just got random shit.
I didn't notice that. There is something I did notice, and we'll talk about it in Tracy Trivia. Let's be honest, I didn't necessarily notice. I may have found it online, but MVP for you?
So there's a tough one between Joker and Charlie. I feel like Batman's never going to be MVP in any of these.
Seems
and I think
like
that's
Batman's, fine. Yeah. Hopefully we do get in our 10, because this was, although this was a fan request, excuse me, it was in the 10 that we picked out to watch.
Right.
Maybe that means
Joker and Charlie. One. I'm going to go Charlie. Great little arc there. This first time he decided to back himself and have some self-confidence really backfired on him, but he pulled it off the second time round when he rips the Joker in the stomach, and then his plan comes off. And
I'm going Charlie as well. I think you're right, and this is presumably the last we see of Charlie. I know we're going to get lots of good Joker content, and the Joker's got so much more to give. So I'm sure he'll be winning his fair share of MVPs. People might say that that's unfair. But we are using the same system that the Deli M's use, so life isn't fair.
Alrighty.
So yeah, that's an MVP for Charlie. Time for some Tracy trivia. I don't think I can make that noise. So apparently originally the script had the Joker appearing in drag, and then the writers decided this was out of character for him. Seems like it's fairly in character for him. But anyway, they decided it wasn't. And so they created a one-shot female character just for this episode. Obviously, that turned out to be Harley Quinn, one of Batman's most famous rogues. And now, sometimes hero. Certainly done a better job of getting out of sidekick. This world have been a sidekick than a lot of actual sidekicks. So yeah, this is what we're talking about. So this is the first appearance of the Joker. First episode aired, but it was his 4th episode that was produced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just thought this was maybe the best of them, so they just, put that up front. Like, we're going to do the Joker, we need to nail it so that we get signed on for another season.
See, the other thing that I noticed when I was looking at these dates, I should have had them in front of me, but they've got production date or production order, air date, like what date they were aired, and some of them also have a prime time air date. So I'm assuming some episodes got the evening prime time slot, but not all of them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So here's something interesting for you. Charlie's driver's license says he lives in Gotham Estates, New York. So assuming this is a suburb of Gotham City, and he does talk about how he moved away from Gotham, that would put Gotham either in New York or in one of the 5 adjoining states. Official DC canon, so comic book canon, I didn't know this until I was looking it up. Gotham City's in New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I just assumed it was New York.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought it would be in Illinois. I thought it was Chicago.
They did film at least The Dark Knight in Chicago.
Right.
But yeah,
that's interesting. So
I always
New York State somewhere.
Yeah, I always thought Gotham was just New York and Metropolis was like somewhere in California. So I know that's West Coast and East Coast, unless you're talking about the Snyderverse where they're like across a harbour for some reason.
Yeah, I'm just looking up where it actually is.
What is?
New Jersey in general. I couldn't remember if it was South or north of New York?
What is
South.
it? South.
South.
Charlie,
that's very interesting.
Yeah. I
Maybe
like
that's
it.
sort of like signaling this is a separate universe, and that's why we got Harley Quinn.
What's interesting now, like, I mean, if it was Marvel, everyone just pretty much lives in New York. So much so that they're like,
What do you mean? What about the West Coast Avengers?
They moved there. You know why all Marvel characters are from New York, eh?
I
So
just
that's where
assume
Stan Lee grew up.
Yeah. Isn't that where they were based as well?
Yeah. I think his like interviews was like, well, I knew New York really well, so I could talk about it.
Makes sense.
So like everyone's from either like Brooklyn, Queens, or Harlem.
Hell's Kitchen.
Oh yeah, or Hell's Kitchen. Where are we up to? Charlie's physical appearance is based on the writer and producer Paul Dini.
Oh, really? Does he go for that big sort of you should be giving up comb over? I need to see a picture of this guy now.
Yeah, I got rid of mine a while ago. Does that mean you've given up, or does that mean you're fighting on when you get rid of your give up comb over?
Are you suggesting I need to give up? I thought I was still going strong.
I thought you don't have a comb over, do you? Although you are wearing a hat and it is night time.
That could be for any reason. What's your next bit of Tracy Trivia?
This episode is one of the few instances in the entire DC animated universe where Batman laughs. And it's the only time he laughs from genuine amusement. So he laughs in a later episode sarcastically in the episode Mad Love, which is on the list, in order to provoke Harley. And then in a scene from Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, where Terry McGinnis storms the Batcave to find a nearly dead Bruce Wayne laughing after it had been attacked by the Joker and dosed with Joker venom.
Yeah, that doesn't count if he's got Joker venom and not him laughing.
Yeah. And that's all the Tracy trivia I have for today.
I've got some questions about your, based on your Tracy trivia.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm assuming you know because you're a big old nerd. Mark Hamill, obviously voicing the Joker. Was he still big? Like, was he a celeb when he took this role, or had he not been doing a lot since Star Wars?
He's in bits and pieces. He's definitely still an actor, and he's still well known. He's still Luke Skywalker.
Right.
He didn't think he would get the role because of Luke Skywalker. And he actually said because
it was something that he really wanted to do, type thing.
Well, he said because he didn't think he'd get it, he was really relaxed, and it just sort of clicked.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if that made him go a bit, like he's like, I might as well do it exactly the way that I want to try and do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably not going to get it because I'm already Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And he just kept on doing it. He's like, so he was in all the Arkham games as well, right?
Pardon?
He was the voice for Joker in all the Arkham games, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's in quite a lot of those movies as well.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I'm just reading some extra trivia for you. Tim Curry was initially cast as the Joker. After he recorded 4 episodes, he got bronchitis, and so they recast Mark Hamill.
Oh, wow. That would have been interesting. Being very different.
But also, if I was going to pick a replacement, Tim Curry would be mint.
Definitely.
So I read something about how, and I don't know if it was Hamill or someone else, but I'm quite confident someone actually read for the part of Bullock. I have to look that up. I can't. Let's not get that wrong. I feel like Bullock's a lot
different to what I remember. Do they change him quite a lot later on in the series, or is there another animated series that I'm thinking of?
I think he might. He gets an episode like dedicated to him.
Right. When does he get the hat? Because I always remember Bullock with the hat.
Yeah, mate, this is my first rewatch as well. So this isn't like when we did X-Men where I'd seen every episode 30 times.
You've only seen these like 5 times each.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Do you know, just based on your research around Harley Quinn, do you know when they brought her into the comics? Do you know what do you know when they brought her into the comics from this? Like how long was she on this and growing her?
Let's have a quick look. That'll come up.
Yeah, that's something pretty interesting. I've never looked that up for.
First comic appearance. The Batman Adventures number 12. I wonder if that's like her first canonical appearance is Batman Harley Quinn number 1, October 1999. So that's a long way. I think the Batman Adventures is like a comic based on the cartoon, so I don't think that really counts. So it was Kevin Conroy. So Kevin Conroy auditioned for the voice of Bullock and ended up getting Batman.
Oh, I feel like I'd heard that somewhere before.
Did I say that last time?
Maybe. Maybe. So what did you say? It was 99 her first appearance, and this aired in 92.
Yeah. 7-year wait.
Longer than I thought.
Yeah, I thought it would have been pretty quickly, but yeah. Did they wait as long for Montoya? Yeah, 1992. So, same year. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I really enjoyed that. I'm really into this, so these might pop up more often than we were first thinking.
This is quite well. Makes you really want to dive into a lot of the stuff here. It's like you need a real expert. What are the expert areas do you need professional help in?
Pat, I'm glad you asked, because financially I'm fucked. And if it wasn't for my great friends at Accountants Plus, I wouldn't have a house or all of my fingers.
I've heard great things.
So if you need accounting assistance, particularly if you run your own business or you're an independent contractor, or you get into a little bit of trouble with your road rage, talk to Jason, the team at Accountants Plus, and they will take care of you. Speaking of ads, we're on social media at WIWT90S, Instagram, Facebook, X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and this is like week 6 of me threatening to create a MySpace.
Might have to do it. We might have to bring back some real retro socials.
Oh yeah, myspace.com.
Although none of them are 90s, are they? They're 2000s.
No, this was created in 2003. But it just feels like the most appropriate thing for us. It's like, what else could you do? Maybe we could create a website. Maybe we could create a website for our page using just code.
Like HTML.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
You probably don't have to pay for that.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, does
We'd figure out how to pay for it. We're going to have to call our accountant at accountants.co.nz.
Full circle. All right, well, we better go because Pat's got to go watch Dick Tracy.
Yeah, I've got it queued up. I'm looking forward to it. It's not even a punishment. Couldn't think of a better way to spend my time.
Well, next time we do a Batman episode, you can remind me what happens in Dick Tracy because I can't really remember, except that Jack from Hook's in it.
Just remember the weird heads. The weird heads, especially that big head with a little face. It's the weirdest one.
And remember when Beatty was doing his own stunts and cracked his head on that lamppost?
That's good. I'm looking forward to that part. That's probably the only part I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I wish I did that before.
Beatty's got quite a weird head without any prosthetics.
Yeah, and a weird take on how important Dick Tracy is to him.
Yeah.
Have we got a sign off yet for this one? I feel like we should have one.
Let's go home. That was our one for X-Men, at least my part. I remember that. I don't know your part. That's why I don't know Sam's intro either. I just remember my lines.
Yeah, I instinctively am going, all right, buddy. But that doesn't feel right.
Something like that. Anyway, I've got to get going because I'm looking forward to seeing what Bonnie's cooked. Hopefully it's meatloaf.
Enjoy your meatloaf. Everyone out there listening, also enjoy your meatloaf. And knowing us, you'll probably just get more Batman next week as well.